I want to talk about voice leading and try to explain this in as concise a way as I can, because this is a very broad topic that can easily be one that's filled with perhaps a little dogma and perhaps a little too much theory, brain, cerebral crap going on. To me, voice leading is the path of least resistance between any chord to another chord. Whether it's 2 chords or 6 chords in a row, whatever it is, finding the most economical, efficient, and practical way to get between them is voice leading. Example, C to F major, C major, F major, right? We learn on cowboy chords, C and F, great, that's cool. You might learn some of your triad shapes or bar chords or that. We know that there's lots of scenarios where doing this is totally what you need, or even this. That's great. But we don't always want to be jumping around all the time, especially depending on the style and the song and the tempo. It just doesn't make any sense. It just sounds kind of crazy. So there's a way in which we can take those 2 chords, look at the notes between them, C, E, G for C major and F, A, C for F major, and start to realize that they're more in common than you think. First of all, there's one note in common between C major and F major. There's a C in both. So if I got C major here, C, E, G, I can now say, well, that C's got to stay. It can stay. So I'm going to leave this here. So that voice stays, right? Stays put. It's a common tone. Think about what a triad is, what a chord is. It's voices. Think about 3 people, 3 voices, and instead of jumping all over the place, they want to go like that, like that, like that. They don't want to jump all over the place. If you're a person, you don't want to jump from here all the way to the other side of the room just to get to a chord that's actually right next to your neighbor. So that lowest voice is staying, C to C. The E, what's the next, where's the closest note that the E is going to go to fulfill an F major chord? We need an F and an A right now. Well, E is a half step away from F. So it makes sense it's going to go up a half step. The path of least resistance is the shortest one, right? E can't jump to A right now. So E is going to go up to F. So that second voice went up a half step. There's the C, here's the E, going to F. And we have one left, G. Well, we have one note left of A, of F major, which is A. Da, 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 da. So G is going to go up to A, a whole step. So notice this, you have one note that's common, doesn't move, one voice. Second voice, middle voice, goes up a half step, and the top voice goes up a whole step. In general, voice leading between any chord is going to give you some amount of common tones or movement in half steps or whole steps. Anything beyond that, if you're jumping a third or more, then I'm not going to consider that voice leading in the sense that all the voices are moving. Here's the thing at the end that I said I was going to put earlier. But now you don't know what I'm talking about because it actually is early in the video, but you just have to watch the whole thing. I really want to stress the point that voice leading is neutral to me. It is not a good or bad concept. It is not better or worse to have voice leading or not have voice leading. Remember, the dogma of this comes from, 16th or 17th and 18th century Western harmony in, quote unquote classical music, lowercase c. That had certain ways of dealing with harmony that ended up being codified into voice leading concepts, which then in turn gets sifted through the academic pool, years of pedagogy, which is great, of course, but then it turns into, well, voice leading is better and voice leading has to be a certain way. And there's rules and stuff. That's all fucking bullshit. It's 2025. There aren't any fucking rules. Yes, there are some things and heuristics and pedagogical tools and harmonic and rhythmic and theoretical concepts that we want to have some sort of coalescing agreement about. But in reality, going is the same as C, F, and G, okay? Just depends on where you're at. Context is everything. If I'm in a punk band, I'm going to do one thing. If I'm playing jazz, I'm going to do another thing. If I'm playing reggae, I'm going to do another. I have to serve the music that I'm playing, which sometimes might entail some nice, really well-crafted, harmonically voice-led progressions and sequences. In other scenarios, doing that is going to be completely anathema to the music that you're trying to serve. So please don't forget that this is not a good or bad thing. It is very neutral to me. I happen to like it a lot because it's very pretty, and my gears get turning with harmonic stuff and voice leading and voicings and all that stuff. So I get kind of crazy, but it is really, that's just my personal taste. That's what I like. One of the many elements that I like in music a lot, and the guitar. So that's where I kind of dive into. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So there's a little bit of a caveat to that though, because part of my head goes to where our ears are biased, and that's the top note, right? A melody note. So if I do something like this, I'm not voice leading all of the notes, but I am crafting this very melodic melody that's moving in stepwise motion. So if I have a stepwise melody and that stays consistent no matter what's voiced underneath it, I kind of am considering that voice leading in the sense that I'm harmonizing that melody in a way where I'm not jumping around, right? So I could do this. Right? None of the voicings underneath I'm thinking about moving each and every single voice, but I'm going, sorry, da, 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 da. I have this nice melody that's moving up in stepwise motion. So that to me is a little bit, that's kind of part of the bag too. Now, going back to how this is important for C to F major and what's the big deal, why do we even want to do this? Because once I start to play C and F in all of the different inversions, now I've got more bang for my buck with the same 3 notes going to 3 notes. We have to remember the theory exists in the ether, right? It's irrespective of the guitar. C major going to F major, it's always going to have those properties. C stays, E goes to F, G goes to A. That, no matter what you're doing, what instrument, what country you're in, that's what's happening, at least in Western music theory. On the guitar, we have to deal with it. That's the layer of the idiom of our instrument. We're going to think about string sets. So doing it on each string set and playing each inversion. So I started on C major root position. That happened to go to F major second inversion. C major first inversion, E, G, C. All I have to figure out is the same note order. C stays, it's just in a different place physically on the guitar. It's a different voice. Voice doesn't move. And G goes up to A, and E goes to F. So there's my next one. C to F. And I've got one more. C second inversion goes to F first inversion. C stays, it's in the middle. G goes to A on the bottom, and E goes to F on top. Also down here. And then I figured that on every string set. There we go. Now I've got tons of places to play that same progression, 1 to 4, if you're thinking of it that way. And not only does it give me a different sound and a timbre and a color, I now have new melodic possibilities because I'm thinking of that top note, because our bias as humans is to hear the top note and kind of let that guide everything. Da, 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 da. Three voices. The top ones, the bottom ones are subordinate to the top. Da, 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 da. I start expanding that. 1, 4, 5. C, F, G, C. In this case, F to G, because they are parallel, F to G, there's no letters in between, there's going to be no voices that are in common. So they're going to move up, but they're moving up stepwise, so it's still voice leading, right? They're just moving up a whole step. So sometimes you're going to have chords that don't have common tones, and that's okay as long as you're moving in half steps or whole steps. So here's C, F, G, C, F, G, C, F, G. C, that's the whole sequence, voice leading, all the inversions of C, F, and G in a row. You get this melody. I'll do 1, 6, 4, 5. So C goes to A minor, then F, G, C, A minor, F, G, C. Oh, now that's nice. And think about a song like Hallelujah. That's what it's doing. It's doing that voice leading thing, right? If we were on a different place, we would have this. Sorry. The melody's all wrong, right? So this is actually really important for certain songs. Like if I pull up that tune or a Steely Dan tune and I just get a chord sheet and I'm just playing the chords written down in whatever order, it's going to be totally wrong and Donald Fagen's going to kick my ass. So the voicing and the voice leading creates a very important melodic structure that is integral to many songs and also harmonically and melodically, right? Because it's three voices, you can play them separately. So now it's a place where I can pull melodies and harmonies and kind of everything in between with this concept. Hope this helped out a little bit. I will say it doesn't have to be a chord progression that makes sense. I'm going to have ChatGPT give me 16 triads that are random, and I'm going to voice lead between them. So give me a second. All right, here we go. Please give me 16 random musical triads, making sure to use all 4 triad qualities: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Get me over here. Hi. And a range of different roots that don't fall in any given key. Boom. Let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, it's telling me the... Oh, okay. Why don't I need to spell it? That's all right. Very good. Okay. Let's do this. F sharp major. I'm going to do... So I'm going to give myself a little limitation. I'm going to do spread triads on this... whatever, up in this area. F sharp major goes to C flat major, goes to D sharp, Jesus. Okay, and then A major. Ow! Even those 4 killing. F sharp, C flat, B major, E flat major to A major. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to go to B flat minor, goes to E minor, which is going to be, and I'm going to go to C sharp minor, which I'm going to get here. Sorry, I messed up. E minor goes to C sharp minor, that's nice. Goes to G sharp minor, god damn it, just use it. I like flats. A flat minor, oh that's nice. E minor, C sharp minor, G sharp minor. Ooh, that's great. Thanks, ChatGPT. Fuck yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a F diminished. Oh no, what am I doing? There we go. F diminished goes to B diminished. It's the same chord. No, it's not, because I'm thinking seventh. So no, it's not. So I'm going to have F diminished going to B diminished. There we go. Technically, okay, getting technical. Then E flat diminished. I'm going to have to go here. Sorry. I got back. Okay. E flat diminished, and then A sharp diminished is going to be this guy. So those again, F sharp, F diminished. F diminished. F diminished. So let me do this in real time, be transparent, because my mind kind of broke for a second, because I'm so used to doing diminished sevenths, which gives me a little more flexibility of the symmetry. So I'm going to have F diminished, F, A flat, C, F, A flat, C flat, sorry. Because C flat turns into B, it's the same note. And then my A flat's going to go down to F. And then I'm going to have my F. Oh, F and F are the same. So, okay, yeah. So B and F are the same, which means I'll need a D. Okay, so I got it. So I can't do a spread triad the way I want it. That's what is breaking me. That's what it is. F diminished, B diminished, and then E flat diminished is going to be right. E diminished. It's right there. A sharp diminished. God damn it. Should be not that. Right there. Here's the shape I'm looking for. Okay, now I got it. Got to be transparent. F diminished. B diminished. That's the spread triad. I'm looking for the spread triad. Then E flat diminished. Then A sharp diminished. That's the same sequence on this chord. Okay. Now I'm going to go to D augmented. So where the hell am I? D augmented. I'm going to go to D here. I'm going to do this. There's D augmented. Kept that top note. G augmented. I'm best going to have to go to here. It's actually the same thing. D augmented goes to G augmented. Same shape of a half step. C sharp augmented. I can play. I want to get a C sharp in one of these voices, so I'm going to move down a whole step. There we go. C sharp augmented, then B flat augmented, move up a half step. So there we go. All of these are way closer than you think. I'm going to try to attempt to do all these again if I don't break my brain. I also hate sharps and the weird accidentals. Here we go. F sharp major, B major, D sharp major, A major. Sorry. B flat minor, E minor, C sharp minor. I love that. G sharp minor. Oh, so good. F diminished, B diminished, E flat diminished, A sharp diminished, D augmented, G augmented, C sharp augmented, B flat augmented. It's all right there. That's voice leading. So it doesn't matter how do I do this? I'm going to go to phone camera. Nope. I'll figure this out. Okay. So it doesn't matter the chord sequence. You can always find a way to maneuver. I think in some of the diminished scenarios, you will have a minor third jump, but not in multiple voices. So you're going to have common tones. So if you have common tones and a minor third jump, that's still A-okay. Probably should have put this way earlier, but voice leading, maybe I just will put this earlier. I'm going to put this earlier. So we're done. Thanks for hanging out and learning about voice leading. You'll know what I'm talking about if you made it because you already watched it.